We're doing another
goodness.
one. I'm so excited.
I will never escape from this hell.
It's a Fansim. Ooh. I'm so excited.
It's got some credits.
Okay.
Blee blah.
So the Cecil's at Shagain. Sersun Sicely.
Sicely.
Volume question mark. Photographs of volume question mark.
Blee blue blah.
David Turn. Okay, well.
It's got music, original music.
Ooh, Requiem for a Coyote. And I have grievances about Persona 5.
Nice. Alright.
That was good. Alright, so it looks like it's mostly done by Sicely guy.
You're stupid. That's one of the fan trolls. This guy.
Oh, my bad.
There's Cecil and Noisy Robots.
Yeah. Noisy Robots looks like the art, and Cecil did everything else. No, Noisy Robots...
There's some game design in here. Programming.
The game design, yeah. Programming. Got it.
Okay. Well...
What an interesting thing. The artist and the programmer, and then the musician and the writer. Huh.
You're done. You're a big snood.
Unless I got that wrong, in which, fuck me if I did.
Coming soon, question mark. Oof. Oh no.
Oh, yep, they're planning on making more. I must say, they told me about that.
Oh, okay. It's time for this.
Go.
Here we go.
Of text gray and symbols.
Oh.
Symbols hidden.
What a night. I'm getting worse every volume.
No.
Well, actually, what a series of nights. What a series of exhausting, terrifying nights, full of near brushes with death. There's only one silver lining to this acid rainstorm cloud that's been hovering over you, and that is your now innumerable amount of friends you collected.
It's getting Boston.
Yeah, with so many, not a single one seems to be open to hanging out or letting you crash on their lounge plank.
Damn. Fuck, man. They aren't your friends.
Such is the fickle nature of mild internet popularity.
Okay, stop it. That's annoying.
With nothing else to do, you make your way out on the town, of course. Perhaps their winding streets and semi-unreadable billboards will grant you a moment of serendipity tonight. A new face, a kind word, the ever out of your reach promise of
friendship. Alright, so we got Sersun, Atron, and Sicely No Hell. Huh.
Sicely.
No Hell.
Okay.
Sersun Adaran.
You got some nerd and long face. Here we go.
Okay, so hang on. It's a text gray and sign's hidden. You also aren't wearing your sign. Both neither of you are. I'm guessing the one on the left is the gray one though. He's wearing all gray.
Alright.
I like his tiny baby horns.
Here we go.
I'm excited. Yay!
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright. It's not long until you manage to meander your way into a park, into the green side of town. However, this park is hardly green itself. You've come to expect a technicolor landscape, but the well-trimmed lawn is a bright crimson, and the canopy of leaves above your head encompass all shades of pink to ever exist. Truly a horticultural marvel. In all honesty, it's surprisingly nice here. There's a sanctuary of calm that overhangs the little green-pink space, and not a single plant you've walked under or admired in a flower bed has attempted to murder you. The chromatically jarring flora seem perfectly safe for a given definition of safe, and for a given definition of flora. One particularly intrepid blossom seems to be growing out of some sort of nut creature, and piloting it around like a terrible squirrel Gundam. Nature.
I'm kind of tickled because I'm thinking about having one of my characters start with the garden scene being beyond. Anyway.
You're beginning to think that you have this space all to yourself for the evening with no friends in sight when you come up to a pond. There are a few benches along the circling path, and on the far side you can see a gazebo. Okay. Sitting on one of the benches is a troll, a quiche in his lap.
Okay.
Oh
you might want to turn that down.
Yeah, it's gonna, ooh, yeah.
Ooh, it's nice though. I like that piano. It's jazzy.
Some of that jazz. Don't listen to it too hard. It's ham and spinach by the smell of it, because he's not a fucking barbarian. Thank goodness there are still civilized people on this bitch of Alternia.
Actually, it's oink beast and I don't know what the fuck. Would the spinach be called?
Spinach.
Probably.
When you approach,
Leaves.
you see that there is a goose with a nasty set of fangs, craning its freakish goose neck up to nibble at the troll's quiche.
It's just like Coco's Lusses.
Bad.
Except it's a goose instead of a
The
duck.
boy isn't even doing anything about it, just sitting there and letting the goose purloin his lunch with his hands limp at his sides. You're not afraid of no goose, especially no killer alien monster goose. You approach at a brisk pace with full intent to shoo this goose off. Oh, the goose turns and raises its rings offensively, hissing at you. Oh no. You are actually afraid of geese.
Aww. Well, there's no need to save, so.
Good.
Stand your ground in the name of friendship.
Yep. You stomp your foot, steal your gaze, and start making shooing motions with your hands. Go on, get the fuck out. Pie crust is bad for you anyways, probably. Despite you failing to be an animal tamer in any definition of the word, it must decide that there's something not worth engaging with your weird alien ass, saving you a trip down memory lane to 3rd grade at a zoo koi feeding pond and a very angry bull swan. The troll looks up at you blankly.
Oh, more voices times.
It's your turn, you gotta do the voice forever.
Ugh, God. Thanks.
Is that what we're going with?
I don't know. Maybe something monotone. This seems like a very... Thanks.
Okay. You want to sit a little closer? You want to...
Thanks.
Alright, that'll have to do.
I guess.
Self-voicing equipped here.
Oh, yeah.
Self-voicing enabled. Sersun. Self-voicing disabled.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's not take this. You tell him it was nothing. You are the defender of friends, and their lunches everywhere.
Probably not.
Right. You ask him if he's alright after that scary goose debacle.
Am I supposed to be scared?
Well, you certainly would be if the situation came to you being chased by a terrifying dinosaur beast through a public park while someone watched. He shrugs.
Okay.
He's a tough crowd. Well, no friendship was ever made without a little elbow grease. You metaphorically roll up your sleeves and ask this kid his name.
Sersun. 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 I don't know. Keep going.
I'd like to go ahead and apologize right now for mouse troubles.
Yeah, his mouse has a tendency to double click.
It's a new tendency. It's just getting old.
Mm-hmm.
I figured there might be something stuck under the button, but whatever. Nice to meet you, Sersun.
If you say so.
It's time to leave. After another beat of silence and him failing to eat his quiche or offer your bigger ass the other possibly goose-contaminated half, you sit down on the bench next to him. Sersun
I thought that would be his lusses.
nervously adjusts his glasses, looking a little uncomfortable.
Do you want something?
Alright, maybe you need to be a bit more direct. You've come to learn how things happen in this kind of situation. And that, about now, there's going to be a big timeline impacting decision for you to make that will also decide the outcome of the relationship budding between you two.
Okay.
And for that to happen, you might need to get a reaction out of him, or for him to ask something that would require a decision being made. Sersun fidgets.
Do I have to?
You guess so? You'd never force a friend to do anything that they didn't want to do. But you already clicked on this route, so quitting to the main menu feels like a cop-out at this point. Sersun fusses with his glasses again.
What kind of decisions?
Well, you don't know. One time you agreed to pickpocket a poison antidote from someone and by a miracle didn't kill your friend. And another time you said you were totally down with socialism. And you also chose which of your friends' offices at work to break into for a buddy.
Those suck. Sounds like a lot of work, too. Try to come up with some sort of decision like that. Do I have to? Me as the writer. Make some dilemma for you.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Good choice.
Let's go away, I guess.
Alright. Okay, this still isn't working. You need a total of 3 or so results to pick from. More if he's feeling...
3 or so.
More if he's feeling creative.
Feeling... What?
Creative? Does he not know what that is?
Does picking... I wonder if picking the other option does the same thing.
Oh, baby.
Try it real quick, just to see.
Bad.
Don't go in.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Am I supposed to know?
Okay. You can still salvage this. You tell him gently and patiently that of the 3 outcomes, one is usually pretty bad right away, one looks fine but ends up bad later, and one is great.
Yep.
And the last one is where you are friends.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty bad.
Just in case.
Let's do a pretty bad right away ending. Okay, so then... Go away.
Good.
That was good.
Good end.
Alright,
Best end.
now the other one. Bad later ending.
Here you go.
I think there's some kind of something kind of innately insidious about the conceit of this venture. Like at best you're delaying the inevitable for something terrible to happen, or some non-answered disappointment. Like maybe whatever you're waiting for isn't actually going to come. It's really annoying. Is this the one that looks like it's a... Is this one gonna end good and the other one gonna end bad because the one that looks like it's good is actually the prolonged bad ends?
That's Dongli.
That would be great. You're putting a lot of effort into something that you're afraid of. I don't get it. I don't know why you thought this out so much. Were you expecting me to throw you in the pond or something, but get dragged in with you and we both drown? Or call the drones on you? I don't wanna. Drones are scary. All the talk about trying to find the best path to take out of a bunch seems kind of transparent and lame. Like you're some faceless protagonist in a game that kind of banks on there being choices. But none of the choices really add up to anything. And there's no consequences for going back. Making a different choice. You get permanent choices.
Read the neat.
It seems pretty shallow and disingenuous. But I guess it's not like anyone watching would notice or remember it. So I guess it's okay. Or something. I don't know. Deliberating that hard seems exhausting. Making decisions is exhausting. I'm not hungry anymore. You can have my quiche if you want.
Ooh.
This is a reference.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a reference.
Yeah.
To some Nutley adventure that Toby Fox went on.
Yep. Well, it might be a reference to Undertale, which is a reference to that Nutley adventure, because we're also by a pond. Anyway.
You abandoned quiche.
Alright, well, now for the other one.
Friends ending.
Okay. We can be friends now.
Good.
Alright, so this one's actually pretty short, so let's just hop over to the next one, huh?
Alright. You got it.
What an adventure.
What an adventure.
Here we go. Skip.
Doo-doo-doo. Here comes Sicely.
Sicely no hell.
Sicily.
Sicely no hell.
As you wind your way through the meandering streets of Outclut, the crimson sky above you darkens with clouds, heavy with another bout of impending acid rain.
Oh no.
You can practically see yourself, in the future, trying to dodge the raindrops that sear your flesh as you make a break for any possible shelter. Future you looks pretty goofy doing that, but the threat of death lends you no giggles. You can only hope that you have enough time to make it back to your hideout, or at least to a buddy's house, before you're caught in the deluge. You're about to turn back and head the way you came, when you see an alleyway stretching towards the back road. It looks like it loops back around town, toward your destination. What luck! That'll probably shave off a few patience chunks of time. Assuming you're using that word right, which you probably aren't.
Patience chunks of time. Yeah, that doesn't sound right to me. I'm not sure what word you're speaking of, but all of that together was pretty nutly. Anyway.
You have to duck through the alley. But you've done plenty of wading through garbage during your extended stay here that you're pretty much a professional.
Looks like they didn't do any background art, which is fine.
You can see a few long discarded scuttle buggy parts and some recently dumped off old computers that smell like burnt hair and rotting bug bits. Judging by the look of the sky, taking this path sure was a lucky break. You're making good time. Tonight's going pretty well overall. Maybe this lucky streak will last you. You hear the barrel of several sets of stompers fast approaching. Stompers.
Feet.
Aw, hell. You get a glance over your shoulder. You see a blur of brown and gray streaking towards you, and behind that, a hulking asymmetrical mass of blue, black, and what looks to be a terrifying replica of a drone's arm.
Oh. Get out of the fucking way!
Oh boy. Oh boy. Good thing.
Oh, self-voicing.
Good thing I got a compressor.
Oh, speaking of, I know we didn't do, what did we do? Which voice didn't we do? Galax and self-voicing?
I don't fucking care, man.
Whatever.
Who cares? Who? Honest to God.
Self-voicing enabled. Sicely. Get self-voicing disabled.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Get out of the fucking way!
Alright. It's choice time.
Let's get out of the fucking way, because I don't think that we'll end up with him.
You scramble to maneuver around the oncoming traffic. Running around like a discombobulated chicken in the street should come naturally to you by this point, but you still don't manage to fully clear the dirt. With what you think is a scoff, the kid ducks around you and streaks on by, hopping into the ravine, without even slowing down. Man, that kid could fly. In your ineffable competence, you turn to watch them go, and so your only warning that you're going to get clotheslined by a giant robot arm is the heavy stomping of metal boots. You whirl around to get a good look at the pursuer and... pow. A furious indigo blood storms past, barreling through you and sending you flying. The familiar sensation of a broken everything is secondary stimulus to the feeling of being airborne, and by the time you hit dirt again, both parties are long gone. You've been totally ghosted. Roadkill.
Roadkill, where's the gore when you...
Nice.
Nice. That is cute. Also,
Right.
that's a really tiny drone arm.
It's a replica.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Stupid.
You're right.
Don't you write me. Get out of here, you fucking Generation Z trash. Okay.
Let's stand there like an asshole.
Alright. Your subpar reaction time is why you never got good at rhythm games. With a shout of frustration and panic, the troll you told you to move just slams right into you. Before you can get trampled, a pair of steady arms wrap around you and you go tumbling sideways. From what you can see, you and them have rolled into the little ravine.
Oof!
Remember when you described a lot of useless garbage in this ditch? Yeah. From where you lay dazed on your back with a troll laying across your midsection in an impromptu hug, turn, duck, and roll, you see an incensed, indigo-blooded girl storm past.
That was a girl.
This must be what the pros call a close one. Okay. On top of you, the poor scampering troll has made to sit up. They brace the heel of their palm on your stomach, kicking the wind out of your lungs immediately. Oof indeed. Using your flaccid body as leverage, the troll gets their boots underneath them and pulls themselves to their feet. They haven't thanked you yet for your assistance, but your crusade of friendship is often a thankless task. You're not too hung up about it.
Honestly, who just stands there?
Okay.
Like some fucking antler gouger?
Mm-hmm.
Antler gouger and the scuttler biostrobes.
Nice.
Deer in the headlights.
Nice.
Antler gouger. Okay. That's a dongly way to put it. Anyway. Come on, up you go.
They reach their hand out to you. They must be stronger than they look, because when you go to take their hand, they grab you by the wrist and pull you into standing in one fluid motion. Though at this point, it could also be the fact that you've been battling malnourishment and blood loss for several weeks now, and any troll could throw you around like a loaf of white bread.
So, I reckon you're the alien everyone's got their seed flaps in a twist over. Yeah. Name's Sicely. Pleasure to meet you.
They release your wrist after a moment, shoving their hands into their pockets and hunching their shoulders. They're kind of staring at you, actually, like they're waiting for you to say something. Does this kid ever blink?
Do I ever what? Look, never mind. You know how conspicuous you are, right?
Boy, do you ever.
No, just an absolute beacon of cull-bait. You might as well hang a sign around your thorax just says, "This is an alien. Kill this." It's pretty rude. Makes it hard for the rest of us nonconformists to slip by.
You thought they were being serious at first, but they do give your bruised soldier a little elbow nudge, so maybe they don't care all that much after all. It seems like a half-hearted scolding, like they're your older brother griping at you for not doing a chore before your room gets home.
And your mom? Before your room gets home?
Oh, before your mom gets home? And then helping you do it in time, so she doesn't find a mess. You don't know what they mean by nonconformist, though.
I mean the kind of troll who gets on Indigo's bad sides and lives to bitch about it later. Not like the girl has a good side anyways.
Sicily glances up toward the road above. You figure that their pursuant is long gone by now.
Yeah, probably. What a bitch.
Yeah. Hey, what the fuck was that about anyways? Sicily looks back to you and gives a shrug.
Come on, let's get out of this depressing garbage crucible first. There aren't many worse places to spill an embarrassing anecdote.
Mm-hmm. They wave you up and over to a scuttle buggy that's clearly been rusting for a while and clamber up onto the hood.
This guy actually has just a regular accent. This is what happens when you give me your game. I give your characters all the worst voices ever.
Mm-hmm. From there, they pull you up.
Hey, you need me to double S?
What?
Double... Oh, toss. I'm sorry. I was reading chew.
Stupid.
And I got
Bad.
dyslexic.
Bad.
To toss you, or do you got it?
You got it. You've so got this. With minimal difficulty, you manage to grab the ravine's edge and haul your body up. Sicily vaults up behind you, and once again you're cast in the shadow of a beacon of coolness. This cowboy has definitely got their shit
Oh,
together.
sweet! I got it right.
Don't be a fucking neat ass bullshit motherfucker.
Right, so yeah. I promised you a story, didn't I? Can't say it's a very long one or anything.
No. Oh no. No.
It might be funny though. What are you owing at?
No, just the accent coming out in the text. Maybe a little bit.
God, she's just got her horns in an absolute twist because I was a little rude to her. She made some quip about not wearing my sign or anything to indicate myself, so I called her Malignant Architecture Sloppy.
Good butchering of it.
Malignant. Yeah.
That pronunciation.
I wanted it to be more southern. Malignant.
Bad.
Anyway, nothing like a blow to the ego to call someone's tripwires and minefield of a lawn ring a hack job. So she chased me, and I did what the Courier eradicators.
Courier eradicator.
Courier eradicators do best. I ran the hell away.
Sicely looks both ways before stepping back onto the road proper.
You got a very, very dark brown jacket if that's supposed to be brown.
Or not.
Anyway.
You guess even on alien worlds, traffic safety is a core tenet taught to the young.
You probably don't know what a courier eradicating is. What courier eradicating is, do you?
Mail?
Fuck no, it's not mail. Delivery drones do mail. We're a militarized unit in the Imperial Army.
That delivers mail.
We specialize in delivering intel across contested battlefields on hostile alien worlds, partaking in espionage and sabotage on the battlefield. It's not my fault I'm still stuck in training hauling around Scythian purchases for seedy blues because they're afraid of a drone. They're afraid a drone's gonna break their shiny new grub tendo.
Like mailmen with guns.
Basically.
They seem to have worked themselves up and immediately worn themselves down in the span of a few descriptive sentences about their career prospects, immediately sulking. You sort of get the feeling that they're self-conscious about this, but you don't know why. You tell them it sounds like if they do so well at something scary, that speaks for itself. Sicely offers you a small smile.
You don't have to butter me up with flattery. You know I already saved your ass.
You're about to argue your point to say that valuing their work isn't trying to butter them up, maybe even call them valid once or twice to really tie the friendship knot. But Sicily spins on their boot heel and claps their hands.
I can't wait for like every single friend volume that we BFansim just to use the word valid at least once.
No.
Look.
Hey man.
It's about to what?
The last one didn't say it
didn't say valid, no. It was just very valid.
Yes. Ironically.
Look, it's about to rain, and I don't want to get caught in it any more than you do, I reckon. Least I could do is not leave you hanging out here. I can get you wherever you need to be before the rain. Wait, before the rain falls, probably. Depends on the distance. And how heavy you are.
They wink.
Oh no, are you going to carry us? It'll be just like Chahat.
Oh boy.
I could take you to your place if you want, but I've never heard any indication from what I read that you're actually hunkering down somewhere. So if you're playing the old wayfaring stranger, I mean, I could show you to my hive.
Here we go.
Let's be honest about our circumstances.
Alright.
Well, that makes one of us, huh?
You don't think you know what they mean.
Being honest about our circumstances. Where's your pad?
Vaquero.
Vaquero?
That's Spanish for cowboy.
Oh.
You say it's just down the road by the cliffs?
Way out in the sticks, huh? Yeah, me too. I reckon you're taking advantage of the privacy.
They start down the road at a brisk trot. You guess that Indigo Girl is far from their mind because they are not making any attempts to be sneaky. It'd really be a stroke of bad luck if you ended up running into her again and this whole situation was sabotaged, probably. Interesting red flag.
Yep. We'll be fine. She isn't stupid, but she definitely only has her scuttlers, only running in a few specific directions, if you catch my drift.
Scuttlers?
She definitely only has her scuttlers when I kick it. I reckon she's already gotten distracted and justified her failure to herself. Luck doesn't have anything to do with it.
It doesn't?
Nah. It's just, watch your step. Don't make a habit of putting all my chips on something that's half faith and half societal unfairness. Pardoning the hypocrisy of the idiom, Natch.
So they just don't believe in good luck and stuff. That's totally fair. You can see how it can be a bit far-fetched.
I mean, I believe in probability. I believe in odds. For all the believing and the facts that you, for all the good believing and the facts you can do. And the facts can do you.
Bad.
But I also believe folks stack their dice and keep an empty chamber when they want to play Northeastern Alternian roulette, you know? By which I mean, I know they do that shit already.
Okay.
There's a line between luck and confirmation bias, but it's not a very thick line. Tell you what though, I'm really good at calling coin tosses.
Does it ever come in handy?
Only when I'm trying to make a decision. Trying to make decisions.
Sicely winks. True to your hypothesis, the road takes a wide berth around the frayed edges of Outglut. Thankfully, the blue girl is far out of sight, and you don't run into anyone else. Sicily almost seems to relax next to you, slowing their pace as dangers fail to accost you two from the bushes or the ditch. Eventually, the two of you manage to get to the base of your hideout's cliff. You ready yourself for the climb, but Sicily just stares at the rain clouds accumulating above it.
We're climbing that thing?
Look, you're not sure if Alternia has zoning laws or OSHA compliance.
If we do, it's not under that name.
But it's what you got, and it's not going to fall just because of a little rain if it hasn't collapsed already. Come on, Sicily. Hoping to prove its safety and your certainty, you climb up a few rickety rungs and are thankful that it holds. Sicily sighs and starts climbing up after you, one careful step at a time.
I'm not making regular deliveries up here, you know.
Haha, acknowledged. When you finally come onto the landing, you pull Sicily up the rest of the way. They clamber to their feet on the sheet metal with a clear lack of practice for the vertical labor. Now who's the dead weight?
Still you, Veckaroo.
Bad.
What is it? I forgot.
Veckaroo.
Yeah, I said Veckaroo. Is it pronounced? I forgot.
Vaquero.
Vaquero. Still you, Vaquero. Vackaroo.
Vackaroo. Okay.
I was just thinking Buckaroo.
You're bad.
And then it became Vackaroo. I guess this is your hive, huh?
Yep. Hive, sweet hive. Or something like that.
It's still home sweet home. We gotta work for home, but it's cool. Well, it's not the beach, but I guess beggars can't be choosers.
They live on the beach.
Yeah, down on the dim sea, on the north bit of the bay. It's a pretty shit place, but, you know. I guess I don't know where I'd live if not there. It's dangerous to live by the water, but not a lot of folks bother me. Not even clowns or fish. I guess you could say it's lonely. But I think most trolls would make a case for there not being a place on the homeworld that isn't lonely.
Sicily says homeworld with the same inflection that you might say shithole, the tiniest sneer showing itself and then vanishing. They shrug, attempting nonchalance with such a lacking grace that you get the ideation that they might never have relaxed in their life. You can hear rain start to fall, pattering hollowly on the roof of your little sanctuary.
You know what they say.
What do they say?
Loneliness is part of the Alternian condition.
They grin at you, like the terrible, profound sadness of what they just said is in fact some joke that only they're privy to.
What about you, though? Are you very lonely?
Are you? Are you lonely in your quenchless thirst for friendship? Are you lonely in failure and in victory, surrounded by friends or abandoned by them for pinker pastures? Are you lonely in selfishness or in selflessness? Is it because you are starkly, immediately desperate to survive, and will cling to that survival no matter the cost? Sicily is staring at you. It's not the wild-eyed, scrutinizing stare of a scruffy, shabby troll gauging your movements for aggression. It's empathetic, watching your expression with this brazen knowledge of what's on your mind. Well, maybe it's still a little scrutinizing, but at least you don't feel like a piece of meat anymore.
Yeah, you get it. Kinda ugly, innit? Look, I'm sorry. No one deserves to feel like a troll. Forget I asked. Yeah, sometimes younger kids come to the beach because they're curious little idiots, and I'll have to intercept them before something terrible happens. Most of them are high-blood kids who haven't grown into being assholes yet. Or at least they ain't so much an asshole that I can't handle it and try to impart on them something a little kinder.
Does it work?
Not always. Not for every kid. But being taught to think like a nook-huffing loony blue from the moment you pupated isn't easy to unlearn, especially when you're punished by society for trying to unlearn it. And even if it doesn't work, and I can't change their mind, I still pulled them off the beach in time. Not even jackass tweens deserve to be sold into slavery.
How much you think stuck around here? You're not a very lucky troll at all, huh? Okay. Things don't go right for Sicely no hell, but they keep struggling through as best as they can.
There must be something wrong with me. Besides the obvious, I mean. Or maybe it wouldn't be obvious to you. I think about doing this stuff for the rest of my life. If I even make it past the ordeals, I'll have to go straight to being a courier eradicator on whatever alien planet we're conquering next. Magrathia or something. And on one hand, I'm really, really counting on them taking me. Because I'm a damn good courier eradicator, you know. Even if I had my blood color, they can't turn me down. I'm so good they'll have to take me, even though it's a many, many castes above what I actually am.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other prong, I'm so caught up in trying to survive most nights, I don't know what I'd do if I actually had to rung up on the old pyramid of needs. That seems like a low blood job, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, delivering shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, maybe if I had played my cards right, I would have been dealt a better hand. Maybe if I hadn't, I don't know, dug my own exploration ditch here, I could have been something. I spent my whole life looking out for myself. I want to look out for others. If I'm gonna be a storm-hardened, miserable mess of a troll, someone has to yank out of ditches on occasion. I want to be able to make sure other people don't have to be. I don't want an ocean that ain't got storms or tides. I just want to be able to weather it is all.
Now you get a little misty-eyed, and you think for a moment you're about to have to ready your consoling pap hand in case of a view of chromatically ambiguous waterworks. But Sicely just blinks. When they open their eyes again, their face is that pleasantly neutral cowboy cool you've come to find comfort in.
Mm-hmm. I got caught up in myself there. Yeah, you're an interesting guy, I gotta say. Thanks for hearing me out.
Hey,
I like it. It's a pretty nice little character with a little story, you know? A little background.
Hey, it's okay, he's like. We've all been there, on the precipice of a mental breakdown, and they only barely pulled away from the edge due to the social connotations of a shit fit in front of someone you respect and want to impress. Some days, anyone could use a ditch pulling.
I'm glad. So, what do you feel about all that I had to say?
You tell them the truth. Life is tough. It's often cruel, and it's a lot of the time stacked in someone else's favor. But to push through all the bullshit and still find the get-go to get going is pretty fucking admirable, especially if it doesn't manage to turn them into an asshole.
Oh, sorry, we're recording this late at night.
Done.
Well, hold a Chattanooga chitter. I'm a bit of an asshole.
But not as big an asshole as they could have been. Besides, they were wrong about one thing.
What's that, then?
Luck's got to be real, because you must be pretty damn lucky to have a friend like Sicely. What?
Yay! We won!
Who was the second choice?
We didn't do it yet. You gotta go get it. It's the one to go to his hive.
You're right. I'm a dummy. Okay, let's go.
Oh yeah. Go to Sicely's hive.
You tell Sicely that, since it's quick and clearly they know the way, that you really are a homeless ragamuffin who desperately would like some shelter before the weather melts your skin off. Okay. They regard you for a long moment, gaze steely, But they must come to some decision again, because they shrug.
Yeah, alright. I guess I did offer. Hope you like the ocean.
The ocean? Sicely doesn't answer, just waving you along. Instead of sticking on the path, they push their way into the tree line, trailblazing as they go. They're not running this time, but they sure do have the stride of someone who needs to get places fast. Are they really all business?
I enjoy things, if that's what you're asking. I'm not always training for my inevitable military career come adulthood. Not that I don't enjoy it. Just, you know. Lowbloods don't mix business with pleasure. Are you a lowblood?
I give you this sort of side-eye smile, and by now you've learned how to laugh at a joke that you lack the cultural intricacies one would naturally develop by growing up in a particular society in order to understand. How convincing that laugh may be is another story, but Sicely doesn't seem the type to call you out for dishonesty. But what do they enjoy?
I like the travel of it. I pick up new things everywhere. It's a good way to learn. By the way, guys, it's possible I've been misgendering them a lot, so if I do, sorry.
You're bad.
Like earlier in the episode, just saying.
You're bad. Just read the newt.
I'm just letting the people watching know.
Who cares? Read Newton?
The people care, obviously.
The people. What people?
There are people that would care.
There are 2 people in this room, and it's you and me. Read the Newton.
There are a lot of people that are watching.
No, there's like half a person in the audience. And they're from our Discord server. So...
a good way to make enemies, too. But besides that, I don't know, regular things? I read, like a lot of literary analysis stuff. And poetry. Sometimes. Lyrical poetry. You know, how some people make really surreal stuff, all choked up with symbolism and double meanings and shit. I love figuring that shit out. It's the best. I want to know how everything works and what everything means. I think that when we learn to contextualize works of fiction, we gain the ability to contextualize ourselves.
Wow, they seem really smart. The cowboy aesthetic doesn't really lend didn't really lend yourself to an assumption about their scholarly nature.
What? You think I can't be a routine?
Cameron.
Routinist?
You're the routinist tootinist.
Oh. You think I can't be the routinist tootinist and well-read?
Bad. Well-read.
And well-read?
You don't deserve to read anything. Go back to school, dummy.
I love you.
Now you get that teasing tone again. Thank God you didn't actually upset them.
It's alright. You're not the first person to underestimate me. And if I had any say in the matter, you won't be the last. Hey, look. Hey, look, alright? About halfway there.
Bad.
Look, alright. Alright. Got it. I love you.
You're not allowed. I refuse. Uh-huh. What? Look at that.
Nice
Image
background.
of the ocean.
Yeah.
With the suddenness of their words, the horizon line opens up before you and you stand on a stony beach, showing a vast stretch of ocean that reflects the deep red of the sky. You're stricken with its existence, its vastness, its deepness, its inevitable alienness, the massive fucking storm cloud hanging over it that churns the water. There's something terribly cruel about it, and somehow, which makes you want to run far, far inland and never come to sea again. Sicily laughs beside you.
Yeah, Red Sea would be kind of scary to look at, actually. Yeah, it's very alien. Thank fuck I don't feel that anymore.
Go to sleep.
Leave me alone. Nope, just a different kind of dread for me. Nah, hell.
Raindrops begin to strike pebbles. Shit, the rain.
Hey, it's alright, don't panic.
They pull off their leather jacket without disturbing the bag strap on their shoulders somehow, and pass it off to you. It's stiff and warm and too big for you, and it doesn't have a hood, but it's perfect, you think. It's got a lingering familiar scent to it. Unless it's a dog.
It's a dog?
Yeah.
Look, never mind. Here you go. What kind of shitty ocean cowboy would I be without a hat?
Sicely opens their bag and rifles through it. In between paper packages and manila folders is a crumpled up Stetson that probably should be better taken care of instead of just shunted away to where someone doesn't have to deal with it. They hand it over to you, they reshape it with their hands a bit, bending the brim in the hopes of making it look more presentable. It doesn't really work, and by the time it's on your head, you look about as shabby as they do.
Hey, it'll be okay. Not much further.
Even though the rain is really starting to come down, and you see little plumes of steam from where it hits Sicely's shoulders, and the beach is growing slippery to walk on.
Except for the fact that trolls seem to be able to handle it more.
You actually do think that maybe this will be okay. You've had a pretty good stroke of luck this whole evening, rain aside.
We both die.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden?
Bad.
Wait.
He says all of the sudden and gets corrected.
All of a sudden.
All of the sudden. Sicily sticks their arm out to hold you back. You don't look up in time to see it, and ram your abdomen into the concrete divider of their arm. What the fuck is this troll made of? It's like falling onto fucking monkey bars. Is that a gun?
Yes, it's a gun. Shut up, will you?
Sicily thumbs the hammer with a practiced casualty you've only seen in movies. The way their claw catches the middle and pushes it downward and you hear the barrel click seems to happen in slow motion. But you can't suddenly John Wayne your way to friendship. You actually get the good sense to make yourself aware of who or what is about to thoroughly thrash your ass and require a rescue. Ahead of you is a line of piers and jetties made out of recycled driftwood and once iridescent chitin plating. A full-eyed shooter is pulled into a dock, and a number of trolls have disembarked to talk to a purple blood. It certainly looks like a rough and tumble sort of crowd, all rain-weathered sea dogs. Maybe they're friendly.
Are you some sort of idiot?
So it's been said.
Oh my god. I thought I told you to shut up.
Who are these assholes? Sicily bristles just a little.
They're smugglers. They use flarfin as a front to move goods around. Fine, I'll power them. I don't have any moral scruples about contraband. But they're not the kind of trolls who even like to have someone just passing through. Especially not with an alien in tow. I'll try to talk them down. I reckon I can exhaust them into belligerently passing us over. Belligerently.
Sicily moves their arm.
Oh, they got a scar.
Ooh. Sicily moves their arm down and nods forward without looking at you, eyes filled with a grim focus. Hey, what the fuck? Well, they see some random troll approaching them like the fucking Terminator and slinging a magnum around and immediately assume the worst.
Don't worry, I don't plan on dying on you tonight.
Yeah, they figure.
Because there ain't no grave that can hold my body down.
Ooh. The wind shifts just slightly, and a lock of their hair blows away from their temple, the faded edges of a scar that you can see trailing well into their hairline, an ugly tangled mess of light gray tissue. You don't even get a chance to tactlessly bring it up and ruin your friendship prospects because they've started to move onwards towards the danger like they're not carrying both a delicate situation and a delicate alien. Either they fail miserably at this attempt to be subtle, or they don't know the meaning of the word at all, because the purple blood and what looks to be the captain of the vessel, a teal blood wearing a fancy-ass pirate hat, both turn to look at them with a level of casual murder that you've come to dread but expect by now. They don't even look at you for all the attention that Sicely's commanding.
I'm just trespassing. You're not my destination and mine.
The purple takes a lumbering step forward, and Sicily squares their shoulders. Man, that's some fucking bravado right there. You're fresh off of fleeing from a purple blood that you had a friend to destructo murder in an alley. Here you are quaking in your Stetson, and the only indication that Sicily is even within the realm of being as batshit terrified as you is the flex of their hand holding their gun.
You need me to repeat that, big fella? I'm just passing on by with my friend here. Not looking for trouble.
Purple looms down, not even close to fucking around. He's got this slow grin like he's got Sicily all figured out, and you don't know what the hell she could know that you don't, or where this is going to go, or how bad it's going to be.
Let's chat.
You're a nut.
Sister of trouble doth find you, whether you're looking for it or fucking not. It doth. It doth be a poor thing to be such a beacon, don't it? You're not the worst trouble I've been in. That's probably true, my sister of the gray. I got places to be. That's probably true, too.
You stage whisper up to Sicily that this does not look like conflict de-escalation. Oh god, you really hope they know what they're doing. The clown's gaze drifts down to you, so casually sinister that your heart skips a terrified beat.
Who doth be your cargo friend? Where'd your business go?
So enraptured had you been by the murder lady in front of you that you'd apparently forgotten about the other murder lady. While you were listening to Sicily backtalk a clown, the teal blood in the fancy hat, and separated from her compatriots and retrieved more of her crew. Fuck. You're squarely in the process of being surrounded. In an ocean of sea-sour trolls, you are an island of incompetence. How could this have happened? You are about to bemoan the recent death of your good luck when... Click. From behind, you hear the sound of a gun's safety coming off. Sicily must hear it too. They whirl, nearly clipping you with their elbow, and everything about then goes to shit. What? They fire off 3 shots, and all 3 strike their targets. Green and teal blood splash across the beach, and one of the pirates hits the sand with an irreverent thud. The teal pirate captain staggers back, clutching her wound. Holy fuck, Sicily. The raw butch power of a lesbian Clint Eastwood is downright overwhelming. Okay. They're back now to the clown. She lunges, and you have barely time enough to shout at Sicily to duck. The clown goes flying, and there's your opening. Sicily grabs you yet again, like you're an inconvenient pile of meat and not an ambiguously weighed human being flaccidly held in their arms. You're both like a desperate animal, with struggling over the wet rocks like a German shepherd skittering across kitchen tile. You never would have expected book it to be a valid tactic twice in one night, nor for it to work more than once. A set of burly bronze bloods charged to intercept your terrible twosome, bottlenecking your getaway.
Ooh, that's a new pose.
With Sicily's arms full of you, they don't manage to both detangle their gun arm and redistribute your weight. The two of you go careening into the open arms of one of the bronze bloods, and with the impromptu hugception going on here, Sicily lets out an ear-piercing scream.
I'm not gonna scream. It's the middle of the night.
Bad. It's never nice to have 100 decibels just launched directly into your ear canal at such a close proximity, but the sheer underlying terror of Sicily's screech has you sick with dread yet again, though that might be nausea from being chucked around like a sack of potatoes.
I could just imagine the scream I could do right now.
You're stupid. It takes both of the bronze bloods to untangle troll from human, and Sicily certainly ain't making it easy on the two. They still haven't stopped that awful animal screaming, kicking and screaming like a coyote in a snare trap. Your cursory attempts at struggle are completely This is gone, so fucking terribly. Panic wells in you, and the mounting doom of wrong decision eats at you, but it's too late to go back. You've totally wanged this one up. This one's hornless, clawless. Oh, it's you.
This one's hornless, clawless, and fang. Oh wait, this is one of the umbers. My bad.
Yep.
This one's hornless, clawless, and fangless,
says the smuggler holding you. He shakes you, and any protest or cry of pain you've been meaning to make is etch-sketched away.
Can't do much with a freak like that. I don't know about that, guys. That's a one-of-a-kind freak. Stop it! Stop it! Wait, stop it! Stop!
Their cry of enraged desperation falls on deaf sound nugs in your broken, helpless heart. Wounded she may be, the pirate captain saunters over with a triumphant grace and scrutinizes the two of you.
You be the teal pirate. Do it. Do it.
What do you expect me to do here?
Just make a voice.
A voice.
Yeah.
Arr.
Go.
They say a troll who pulls the shit you pulled is more trouble than they're worth. But I think the one deciding the worth of the one is the one making the market, don't you agree? He's smiling at Sicily like she's won the fucking lottery. Leave the disfigured freak. With a dismissive hand, your bruised body is dropped unceremoniously on the rocks. Sicily wails with all the heartbreak you can feel. As they're carted off, they scramble for purchase over their captor, reaching desperately for you.
They dropped their gun.
Nope. That's the end of Sicely.
The end.
Poor little baby. Oh,
Arr.
they're gonna go be a slave.
Arr, 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 arr.
Yarr.
Yarr. Yo
Sicily
ho.
is just being, just gonna be made into a pirate. It'll be okay.
You're bad. What a dongly Fansim.
Cowboy pirate.
That second one was way longer than the first one.
Yes, it was, but it still didn't reach an hour yet.
Nope.
Anyway.
So you never,
That was fun.
never, ever, never
Hey,
again.
Stop that. You
Don't never ask me for anything
I love you.
ever again.
I love you. Don't hit that button yet, you don't.
Why not?
Because I wanted to say a thing.
What thing?
I don't know, I just wanted to talk a little.
I'm gonna hit the button now.
No, I liked it though. I liked Sicily more. The other one I assume is a character that they wrote to be sort of antisocial, so they didn't know how to approach it.
Oh well.
It was good, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. That was a good one for sure.
It was interesting.
Little tiny baby. That's you. You're the baby.
You're a baby.
There was Sicily, and then what was the other one's name again? We could look.
It's fucking... What's his face?
Sersun!
You're
Sersun!
Right.
Oh, jeez.
Bad.
That was very awkward.
We're done here. We're done. Goodbye. The end.
Alright, yep.
The end.
Thank
Go
you
home.
for watching.
Go home. It's Friday night. Actually, it's Saturday morning now. But, go home.
It's not for them, unless it is.
I don't know what time it is where you are, but go to bed.
Good
I
night.
don't care. I don't care what time it is. I don't care if you're at school right now. Go to bed.
I'm watching this at school. You
Fucking-
naughty kids.
Alright, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, you fucking shitheads. Bye.
Bye.